Hi, this is Mr. Wake, and today I will be talking to you about the respiratory system. The respiratory system consists of a series of pathways that facilitates the transport of oxygen into the bloodstream and the removal of carbon dioxide. So the real job of the respiratory system is to get oxygen into the body and remove the carbon dioxide by moving it to the outside environment. Now let me ask you a question. What does the respiratory system do? I know it may sound silly since I just went over it, but it's there to help you recall the information, so think to yourself about what it does. Pause the video if you need more time. The respiratory system manages to absorb oxygen and remove carbon dioxide through a series of divisions or pathways that lead into and out of the body. The respiratory system can be divided into two sections, which are the upper and the lower respiratory tract. The upper respiratory tract consists of the nasal cavity, the pharynx, and the larynx. Again, that is the nasal cavity, the pharynx, and the larynx. The next division is the lower respiratory tract, which consists of the trachea, the primary bronchi, and the lungs. Again, that is the trachea, the primary bronchi, and the lungs. So let's take a second and try to memorize these structures. If you don't remember how to memorize, click on the link to the website titled Memorization Video. Again, pause the video if you need more time to memorize these structures. How many structures can you recall? If you cannot recall all of them, rewind the video and try again. If you can recall all of the structures, great job, and keep moving on with the video. For the rest of the video, we will be focusing on the upper respiratory tract and what each area does in that part of the respiratory tract. The area in which air passes first is the nasal cavity. Inside the nasal cavity, there are nasal conchae, which spin the air in circles while mucus and hair filter, warm, and moisten the air before it passes to the pharynx. The nasal conchae are mucus-covered folds which increase the amount of surface area that the air passes over. The nasal cavity is important because the air we breathe is not necessarily clean, and the air has to be clean in order to protect the delicate tissues of the lower respiratory tract. Once the air is filtered, all the bits of particulates, which could be animal dander, sand, insect waste, dried food particles, and possibly even shed dead skin, are swept up to your throat or pharynx by small hairs called cilia, where they are swallowed into our stomach and digested by strong stomach acid. The pharynx, also known as our throat, is the site where both air and food pass. In the pharynx, there are sorting mechanisms that prevent food from entering the trachea and the nasal cavity. In other words, we have a uvula that prevents food or water from coming out of our nose, and we also have the epiglottis, which prevents food from going down our trachea and causing us to choke. The next stop along this path is the larynx. The common name for the larynx is the voice box or Adam's apple. Contrary to popular belief, girls have Adam's apple, except they're very small. The larynx houses the vocal cords and is an enlarged area of the trachea. The area of the larynx that is enlarged is called thyroid cartilage. Now let me ask you some questions to see if you remember anything that we discussed in this portion of the video. Which structure aids in the passage of both food and air? If you guessed pharynx, then you are correct. Let's go on to the next question. Which structure filters and warms the air as it moves into the body? If you guessed nasal cavity, then you are correct again, and you're doing an amazing job, by the way. Lastly, which structure contains vocal cords and is an enlarged area of thyroid cartilage? If you guessed the larynx, then you're just amazing. Well, this concludes the video for today. I hope it was informative and not too lengthy, and I hope you are having a great day. So goodbye for now.